got loose. Anyway, yeah, hope everyone's doing good. Scott, good to see you. Michael, Mr. Cole, Tio from Rome, or Chow. I don't want to. How do you pronounce that? Not sure. It's not Chow. I know that. Man, RapidWeaver keeps prompting me for this update. Let me install this update so it doesn't keep prompting me during the thing. How's everyone doing today? Oh, we have a Mr. Workman in the house. Mr. Workman is in the house. Just a quick thumbs up for anyone that just make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Everything sound good. All that fun jazz. Make sure that you guys can hear me because that's kind of the whole point. Sweet. Let me install this update. So today I wanted to talk about email, and the reason that I wanted to do that was basically there's been a lot of chatter on Weaver Space lately about email and how people asking how I do things, or are using Sendy or use MailChimp and whatnot, right? So I thought it'd be fun today just to kind of show you my email workflow. Now we're gonna look a little bit at the email stacks, but I'm not gonna do like a full tutorial of how to use my email stacks. I already have a few videos on that. I actually the very first ever live stream I did, was actually on using the email stacks. So check that one out. I'll show you a little bit of what I do in the email stacks, but again, I'm not going to do a full tutorial of all of those today. But we're mostly going to be spending time in terms of showing you how I do all of my emails every week, right? If you've noticed, I've been sending out a lot more emails in the past, 5 or 6 weeks. I'm up to 3 emails a week. That was my goal. I wanted to send out 3 emails a week. And so the first one is on Monday, or actually on Tuesday. I've been doing it Tuesdays. I may switch that to Monday, is the deal of the week email. So that goes out every Monday or Tuesday right now, with what the deal of the week is. Then you should have got one an hour ago. I was a little late sending it out today. I was a little lazy. Anyway, another one goes out Wednesday about the live stream. So we have the live stream for today. Accompanied to that is a bunch of social media posts as well. And then lastly, on Saturday or Sunday, I've been sending out a This Week in Weaver Space email. And the feedback on that one has been really great. People have been really loving that email. So today we're gonna show you how I manage to create and send those emails every week, and what I do, and hopefully it'll benefit you guys a little bit. Now, again, I use Sendy. It is software. In the YouTube notes is my affiliate link. So if you want to go ahead and purchase Sendy, I think it's $69. I think, right? And it's basically a self-host email server, so that you don't need to pay buco bucks to things like MailChimp and ActiveCampaign and all that jazz. So to send out 15,000, or I think it's close to 17,000 emails right now, costs me a little bit more than $1, right? So I'm spending $3 a week basically sending out email, and that's nuts, right? That is like dirt cheap, because to send out that much email with MailChimp or similar services will cost me hundreds of dollars a month. So really stoked with Sendy. I like it. I am investigating a couple other services that have maybe some more email automation stuff, but we'll dive into what I'm currently using in Sendy today. And without further ado, let's jump in. We got a bunch more hellos. We got Frederick. How's it going, Frederick? And Gunter, thanks for coming. Ooh, someone from San Antonio. Thank you for coming. And Egbert, thank you very much. Terry, thanks for joining today. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys get a lot out of today. I hope you do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and share my screen. And boop. Okay. RapidWeaver updated to the latest beta. Hopefully, fingers crossed that everything is going to work, even though it is the beta. I've been using it on my laptop, but I haven't installed it on my Mac Pro yet. So, where we're going to start off is we're going to start off with my project that I have all of my emails in, right? So I have a project called newsletters. And prior, I used to design every single newsletter inside RapidWeaver, and then I copy and paste the HTML into Sendy, right? And I've gotten a little bit smarter about that. And what I do now is I created templates for my emails. So I send out three emails every week. And what I have is inside Sendy is I have templates, right? So these templates aren't really named properly, but here is one of the templates, right? I think it is. Actually, I think this is an old version of the project file. But this is an old version of the project file. Darn it. 1 second. Let me see if I can quickly just pull down the latest version. Just give me 1 second here. Actually, I got to quit this because it's going to overwrite it. And I don't want to mess it up. Let's pull down the latest version. I'm doing fancy stuff over on my other display. Hold on 1 second. It's pulling it down, pulling it down. Well, while that's pulling it down, let's also make sure. Oh, Tony's here. What's up, Tony? And Pat, thanks for joining. If you have any questions while I'm going through here, make sure that you go ahead and post them in the chat because yeah, I'd love to answer as many questions as we have today. I don't know. I say this every week. I think we're going to go short, but so hopefully we'll have time for lots of questions. I really hope that. Let's go ahead and open up this now again. Now that it's pulled down, and yes, this is the latest and greatest. Okay, cool. So this, let me make sure it's visible for everyone. So this particular one, this is the template that I created for the This Week in Weaver space, right? So it's pretty simple. If we preview this, let's close the inliner. You'll notice it's really simple. I have the title, This Week in Weaver space. I have a date, and then I just put in insert content here, right? Because that's all I needed. I need insert content here because the rest of it pretty much changes, and yeah, that's it. So that really simple email. It looks really elegant if you've seen one before, right? Actually, here, let me open up mail if I can type. Let's open up one so you can kind of see it. Oh, it's going to open up all these mail plugins. Oh, I need updates to updates to updates. Oh my goodness, look at all these updates. Cancel. Let's not update right now. Thank you very much. Let's go to my archive. Boom. Well, that was, oh, no, that was from March. I need, hold on a second. Let's open up my other email client. On this Mac, I was testing out a different email client called Spark, and that's why Mail had all kinds of updates. I was like, oh no, what's happened all there? Okay, let's go to my archive, and so like this was the, let's find the This Week in Weaver space. This Week in Weaver space. So here we go. This is the finished email for This Week in Weaver space, right? So this is the email that hopefully if you're a subscriber to my email list, you got this on, I believe I sent it out Saturday night. It could have been your Sunday morning. Yeah, it's just a simple, plain text. It's just simple email, lots of data. It takes me a while to put all this stuff together, right? It took me probably a little over an hour to write it, make sure that I have all the links set up and whatnot. But creating the content was it. I didn't need to worry about designing an email and stuff because I did it all at one time using a template, right? And if you notice the other ones, like I sent out, here's the deal of the week this week, right? So this was the deal of the week this week. And again, I didn't need to recreate this, right? If we look at this template here, where's the deal of the week template? Not sure what happened to the deal of the week template. Maybe that one's on my laptop, but it's similar to, let's say, this one, right? Where I created this really simple email. I have a text box up here. I have a couple buttons, and I have a call out, right? Instead of having to go into RapidWeaver 3 times a week to create this, newsletter and then export it to HTML, I do it all with templates in Sendy. I guess now we kind of need to get into Sendy to kind of show you guys what I mean, right? So we saw the template. Let me log in here. Okay. And if we look at this, this is the Sendy dashboard, right? You can see all the emails that I've sent, all the campaigns that I've sent out and whatnot. And what we can do is in Sendy, if you've ever used Sendy, up at the top here, you can click on the plus, and I could create a completely new blank campaign, right? And this is a blank email. And normally what you would do is when you create an email using the email stacks, right? You copy this HTML, and then you go into here, into Sendy, and you paste it in, and you switch back, and then you send out the email, right? So then you type, obviously you want the plain text version, and you want to give it a subject, and all that stuff, right? But I didn't want to do that every time, right? So let's go back to all campaigns. And if you notice, when I click on this, there's a few templates here. So I have a This Week in Weaver Space template, a Deal of the Week template, and a live stream template, right? And if I go to, let's do the live stream template, the one I did earlier today. If you look here, this is the template that I sent out. This was the email that I sent out earlier today. Obviously, some of the data in it is different, okay? But this is the email I just sent out like an hour ago. I used this exact template. And all I did is I designed it inside RapidWeaver. And now I can just go ahead and say, today is awesome, whatever, right? And then with Sendy, if I want to replace this image, just double click on it. You can click upload. Here, let's go ahead and say choose file. And then I think I have some, this is, as a test, I think this probably isn't the right size image. But if we click choose there, say send to server. Okay. And if you want, then you can go to the link tab. You can change the link. Obviously, I get the YouTube URL to today's live stream, and I put that in there. And then I click OK. Whoops. Yeah, that image wasn't properly sized. Yeah, if I wanted to here, let's just quickly go into the source and change the sizing really quick. Just do auto. Whoop, there we go. So anyway, so yeah, there. Now if I'd used, because right now in this, I make sure that I use the same exact thing. Now you could have gone in, I could have changed the height here, but whatever. That works. So really cool here. And I also use like a 1200 pixel image, which obviously for email, I recommend you size it down. I use 600 pixels wide because that's how wide I do my emails. But anyway, so yeah, double click on the image, and you can do that. And then obviously down here, I go ahead and change the title here. I change the text here. And then this button, this live stream at 1:30 p.m. PST, I double click on that, and I get to change the link, right? To be whatever today's YouTube video is. And the rest of the email is basically the same, right? Now, obviously, then what I do is I take the text that I typed over there, and I put it in the plain text, and I put in the YouTube URL and all that jazz inside the plain text area. Now, I also use campaign tracking, and hopefully you use campaign tracking as well. To be honest, like I haven't really used it effectively, but these are all like Google Analytics tags. So like if people click on a link and they go to my site, I get like all that analytics traffic in terms of they got here from your email that you sent. And so if one day I ever want to see all of that information, I can see that inside Google Analytics. But I always, what I do is I have a UTM campaign. So I guess I can dive into this a little bit, right? So we have UTM source, which is a newsletter, UTM medium, which is email. And then I have a campaign, UTM_campaign. And this is the only one I change every email, right? So this particular one, this is the live stream. So I would do live-stream. And I know that every week I set this to be the campaign of live stream. And then now, unfortunately, inside your template, you can't define what the tags are on a per template basis. That'd be kind of cool, but you can't. So I changed this UTM campaign to be whatever I need that for this email. So it's either live stream, and I have it 3 different ones. I have live stream, this week, and deal week, right? So those 3 campaign names are what I use for the 3 emails I send every week. So then if you ever click any of these emails, I get those, that analytics data. So kind of cool. So anyway, when you're ready, you just click save and next, right? And you twiddle your thumbs, and you can preview your email. Obviously, I always recommend that you send a test email to yourself. So make sure you put in your email or whatever email you want. Say test this newsletter, and it's a super important thing. Okay. I guess number 1 is check your spelling, right? I'm notoriously bad for that. Thank you everyone that sends in emails that tells me I'm a horrible speller. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I tend to just write something really quick, and obviously I read over it again, and then I miss a spelling mistake, and then I send it out, and oh well, sorry. And then obviously you want to also, a big thing is that's caught me a lot of times is wrong links. So like I forget to change a link in something. So make sure that when you send a test email to yourself, always click on every single link that is inside that email. Now I have to agree, like once I've created this template, I don't check the events calendar or these links that are in the footer, because I've tested the template and I trust the template. But the link that's in the image, the link that's in the button, any other links that you have in your content, right? Definitely really need to make sure that you test your links, because having a broken link in an email or a link that goes to a wrong URL, it sucks. So, and then when you're ready, you can either send it out now, or you can schedule this campaign. So inside Sendy, you can click schedule campaign. So like if you're a really smart person, like I could work on all next week's emails today if I wanted, and pre-schedule them all out. I could do that. Sometimes I do that when I get ahead of myself. But most of the time I have to admit, I don't plan ahead too terribly much. I'm normally either the day before or the day of, and I'm sending the emails, sending it out immediately. But scheduling is good. It's something I'm working on to get a little bit better on that. So you can, because I could pre-schedule like all those deal of the weeks. If I plan those out ahead of time, I can create all those emails like 4 or 5 weeks in advance, just schedule them all out. Same thing for social media posts. I use something called Buffer for that. I could schedule all those social media posts out as well. Same thing for live streams. If I were to know what I'm doing on the live streams, a few weeks in advance, I could schedule all those out easy, as well. So, if you're super prepared and super organized, that is definitely the way to go. I'm working on it. I'm trying to be like that. But yeah, we all need to improve a little bit, right? So I showed you how we can use templates inside Sendy. How do we create a template? So like, how do I add something to this right over here, right? So over here on the left menu, you'll see all templates. So if we click there, we'll see that I have 3 templates here. And to create a new one is simple. You just create new template. And if you notice, it's the same exact editor as if we were to use, creating an email, right? So what I do is, let's go over to This Week in Weaver Space. And, preview it. We get the HTML for this, right? And we go to the source, Control All, and we paste that in, and we turn off the source, and magically there is my template. Super easy to create, right? And then obviously you want to give your template a name, and save it. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Now, a couple word of caution, okay? There is some metadata in an email called the pre-header. So the pre-header is something that shows up when you're in an email client. It's like the preview part of the email. So it gives you a little short synopsis. that is not editable inside this email interface. Okay. So let me show you what I do with that. Here, let me close that. Okay. So inside, basically this right here. So the slogan, the title is the subject of the email, right? And then the slogan is the pre-header, right? So here, this pre-header, what I've done is I've actually, in this example, it's not generic, but what I've done is I've made this a generic statement inside my templates. And that way, I don't change it. It just says live today, or that's this week in Weaver Space. I think. Let me find one that I did the generic one inside RapidWeaver. Did I? Oh, here, the live stream email. So here on the live stream email, if we look at the slogan here, it just says, check out our free live training today on our YouTube channel, www.h, YouTube, blah, 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 blah. Right. And what that does is that inserts, here, let's look at that live stream template. Live stream template. If we look at the source here, so first off, we have the title, which is live today, don't miss out today's free training. And then a little bit further down, there's something called the pre-header. And that's this little doodad right here. Okay. Check out our free live training today at our YouTube channel, and then a URL. Okay. This is not editable inside the Sendy interface. Like, it'd be nice if there was like a little text input that you can change that. You can't. So what I've done is in my template, I just made it a generic statement that could be applicable to every one of my live stream emails. Okay. Now, what if you want to customize this for your exact email? Like, if you want it custom for every single email, what do you need to do? Okay. Here, let's show you that. So let's go to the campaigns here. Here, this is that live stream email that I created earlier. So right now, if I were to send this out, you'll notice that the title still says today live. That's okay because I'm gonna actually have a email subject. But you could go ahead and customize the title. But more importantly is you could actually customize this text, right? So you would have to go into the email source and customize this pre-header text to be the pre-header text that you want for this particular email, because the one that's in there is just the templated data from the template, right? So it's generic for the template. Obviously, I think it's smart to have a generic, one inside your template so that it's not specific. I made that mistake early on. There was a couple of them I sent out that the pre-header was about a previous week's one because I didn't change that inside my template. So yeah, good little tip there. If you're using Sendy, and if you're using something like MailChimp or whatever, hopefully they do support templates as well. I know MailChimp does, and I'm pretty sure I've seen some customers be able to use those the templates inside MailChimp with their customers with emails built inside email stacks. So good stuff there. I see, Jody, you asked templates can be created in RapidWeaver as well, right? That is correct. Hopefully you saw me do that, where I essentially copied this HTML code and I created a template inside Sendy, right? Pretty cool stuff. Now, I want to show you what I do for the This Week in Weaver Space, right? So This Week in Weaver Space, if I create a now I plan on actually doing this probably on my other templates as well. Since this is the newest email, I took a little bit of time to generate this template a little bit more intelligently. And last week's live stream, I showed you how I use drafts, right? So this is an app called Drafts. It's just like a note-taking app, right? It's just a text dump of things, right? So what I do is inside Drafts, like this is the This Week in Weaver Space email. This is the email that I created on Saturday. And I create it in here in just straight up Markdown. Okay. And what I do is I actually have an automator action that I right click. Oops. Oh, the automator action. It's on my laptop. Shoot. I have an automator action that I can right click on this text and convert this markdown into HTML. For right now here, let's just go ahead and do Byword because I know Byword has an export to HTML option. Do new. So there we go. So I have this in Byword, and then in Byword I can just do export to HTML. Oh, wait, no, I want copy as, hold on. I think it's edit, share. No. Forget how the hell you do that. Oh, copy as HTML. Alt Command C. Okay, so, that converted it to HTML. So there we go. So now on my clipboard, I have HTML of my markdown. Okay, hopefully that didn't confuse you. So again, let me regurgitate that a little bit. So I create this email 100% in Markdown. I just type it as plain text. Super easy. I have headers. I have my bullet lists with links in them, right? Beauty of Markdown. I can type it all in text, super easy to see and all that jazz, right? I copy that to Markdown, or I convert this Markdown to HTML. On my laptop, I wish I had ported it over to here. I just played around with this and did this week, actually. I have an automator action. I'll be glad to share that on Weaver Space today. With that automator action, you just right click on it, and maybe I can't because it requires some techie geeky stuff. Shoot. Anyway, something like Byword can copy this markdown into HTML for you. If you want more information on that, look at last week's live stream. Anyway, so right now on my clipboard, I have the HTML of my email, right, that I want to send out of the content. So what I do now is I go into source, and I search for live content, or content, right? So here I do this paragraph tag here that says insert comment here. I delete that, and then I paste in the HTML from my email, right? So that's the HTML that was created via the markdown. And then I close the source out, and we're done. Look at that. Now, okay, if you wanted to, if you didn't, that's the super geeky part, right? Creating everything in Markdown, and then creating the HTML and doing the source. That's the geeky part. What's the end user? I don't want to do all that work type of workflow, right? But it is nice. You see, I get a nice list and with links and all that jazz. Okay, here, let's go back. I'm not going to save this. I'm just going to, I think I could just refresh the page, right? Okay. So what you can do now, if you didn't want to go through that whole copy paste rigmarole and, type it in Markdown, I like that, but maybe that's not for you, right? So what you can do is you can just start typing your stuff in here, right? So you can just do, this is my email, right? And you can create a bullet list. I could type my entire email directly into here. I just like typing it out into an app where I have a little bit more control. Maybe I can start, I can type it a little bit and then continue later on. And then only when I'm finished typing it do I go into Sendy. But you can go ahead and type everything into here, right? And you could do links. Like if I want to link on this, you can just use the editor in here. Where's the link tool? There's the link tool, right? And you can add a link, all that jazz, right? So you don't necessarily need to do all of that fancy, stuff with the markdown and the exporting to HTML. You could just, with the template that I created, just start typing your content in here, right? And if you want headers, right? Let's say I wanted a header at the top here. I'm pretty sure they have styles. What's this? Oh, here, header 1, right? Or maybe a header 3, right? So, that creates the header 3. And you can customize the font. I don't recommend changing all the fonts and stuff like that. That's kind of nuts. But anyway, and actually that's a little odd. Why did header 3 look like that? I would expect it to look a little bit different. Interesting. Because if I go there, that's heading 1. That's heading 3. Interesting. Not sure what's going on there, but anyway, as you see, you can type in your own email directly into this to modify the content. Obviously, you want to change your subject, your plain text, version of the email, and all that jazz. So, yeah. Any questions? I think that that covers most of what I wanted to cover. I guess one thing another thing that I could add, which is a tool that I use, is if we look at like my live stream emails. Did I click on it? I did. Just waiting. Okay. If you notice these emails, I guess I'll since we have a little bit of time, I'll go through. Let me just delete all this stuff. I don't need that. Okay. How do I go through and, like, if you notice, like, a lot of my emails for my live streams and stuff like that, like, I have some kind of pre-formatted images. Like, how do I create those and stuff like that? I thought that'd be kind of interesting to dive into if we had time, and it looks like we have a little bit of time. So, what I use, now actually this app works best in Chrome. So I normally am not a Chrome user, but this particular website works best in Chrome. Let me open up a new Chrome window here. And it's called RelayThat. And it is a subscription service. Every now and then they'll have like a lifetime deal subscription thing. I jumped on that lifetime deal thing last year. And I've been pretty happy with it. It makes things really super simple for me. So if we go to my favorite layout, so I've created a bunch of like favorite layouts, right? So a bunch of layouts that I like. So for example, this particular one here, this is it looks a little messed up. Oh, this one. This particular one here, like this is the thumbnail, right? My YouTube thumbnail. So basically what I could do is I type in a new title, right? So new title or whatever, right? And then I can upload a new image, right? Or let's say I want to use this particular background. Thinking, boop, right? So, and then if you notice, like my image here is always the same, so on and so forth, right? But it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. And then when I'm ready, I just download it as a JPEG or a PNG, right? And what I do is I have a version for my YouTube thumbnail. I have one for Square social media posts, and then I have another one for this particular size is. This particular size here is the size required for like Facebook and LinkedIn and other social media posts. So yeah, what I do is all at once I create basically 5 different images, because what I do here is these are, if I go to live stream, I think I have different favorites. Oh, here we go. This is the ones I was thinking of. Okay, that's why it looked a little bit different. So here we go. Here, if you notice, this is the live stream. I just tweeted this out, I don't know, an hour ago, right? So, this particular one, what I'll do is, when I'm creating this one, I also create ones, for, like you've probably seen, the posts replay available now, right? So I'll create this one as well. So I create 2 for every single image. This is the Square one where it says, I have one that says Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. PST. I have another one that says replay available now for when after today. So tomorrow I'm going to have posts where you see this particular image that says replay available now, right? So, and again, I have it Square. This is the version that I post to Facebook and LinkedIn. And then this is my actual YouTube video thumbnails. I knew it looked a little bit different. I was in a different profile. So yeah, and it's nice. It carries it all over. I can create, all the images that I need for the thumbnails and all the various social media posts within like 10, 15 minutes, Really, that's a nice tool. They have tons of different layouts. So if we go to, different ad layouts, they just have tons of pre-baked things. Could I now? You are a little bit limited in terms of how you can customize it, and that kind of, I do have to admit, that drives me nuts sometimes. I wish I could, tweak various things that they don't allow me to tweak. But all in all, it saves me tons of time, and I love it. So yeah, relay that. And what's cool is, what's really the best is, ultimately, like, if I in the future want to have someone create these for me, I don't need to worry about it, right? Because all they need to do is, I've already pre-built the layouts. All they need to do is change the text and click a button that downloads the JPEG, right? So super easy to do. It allows me to, in the future, maybe have someone help me out to create these. But for now, it takes me like 15, 20 minutes. And I'm really happy with that. So yeah, really, that's a pretty cool little tool. And then I was going to show you one more thing, which was, I can't think of what that was. I was going to show you how I schedule my social media posts. I guess it's kind of a bonus. I didn't really plan on going on that, but if anyone is interested, I use an app. Let me get out of Chrome because I prefer Safari. I use an app called Buffer. Buffer.com. I use I think their pro plan, which is, I think, like $90 a year. Their other plans are like crazy expensive, but anyway, so actually, if we look in here, we'll see that in my queue for tomorrow, I've already created the social media posts on my Twitter account, my LinkedIn account, LinkedIn here, my the Weaver Space Facebook page, as well as the Instagram account for Weaver Space. So I have all of those already scheduled to go out tomorrow. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. You can add in as much pre-schedule stuff, and I use this to send out all the tweets for all the various updates that I do as well. That's actually all like integrated through APIs and stuff, so it's 100% automated. But it's a really great scheduling tool. So if you're looking at something that's simple and pretty affordable for scheduling out your social media posts, that could be a cool one. I don't know if you guys are interested. Maybe I can do a little bit more in depth on Buffer and stuff like that in the future, if you guys like. But with that, it was a pretty short stream today. I don't really have anything else to really go over. If you guys have any other questions, let me know in the chat. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you on Friday for the Hangouts. Sorry I missed last Friday. We had some fun, went to the park, to the theme parks, and went on some roller coasters and stuff like that. And by the way, I have some interesting, cool news that I've never told anyone. Well, I've told a couple people in private, but this is kind of my first worldwide thing to you guys, is that I am now one of the technical leads on the Foundation framework. So if you know, my Foundation product uses Foundation, which is a framework by Zurb. It is the second largest web framework in the world, and I'm taking over the entire open source project. It's not going to be just me. There's a whole team of guys, a whole team of developers working on it, but I'm pretty excited for that, for the future of Foundation. So I've been working on, I was down at the Zurb offices yesterday, and kind of going over the transition on how we can make it, from Zurb owned to more community owned. I personally don't own it. I'm just kind of going to be running it, and maybe pulling a few strings. But that's exciting because, obviously we all love Foundation, and it is going to, the future of that is definitely now more in my hands, and I'm super excited for that. Bringing more amazing stuff to you guys in Foundation 2, as well as Foundation 3, which we're going to be starting to already kind of plan the version 7 of the framework, which is going to be completely different, totally modern. And I'm super excited about that. Foundation 2 will work with the framework version 6, which is the current stable release. And I have been working on Foundation 2. This year is going to be awesome for that. And yeah, I'm really stoked for that. So I'll probably be leaking more data about that publicly as time goes on, as more progress has been made in terms of migrating that over, and me doing more with that. But I'm super stoked. about that. And I'm really excited to see where I can take that to the world and really help grow, RapidWeaver and Stacks as well, just by being involved with something that large, because there are 500,000 users, maybe even more, of the foundation framework. So, I'm really looking forward to that. I know you guys have been dying for Foundation 2, and I'm sorry that it's taking you so long. I promise at least a beta will be out by the conference. Or I will beat myself, right? So the conference, if you didn't know, the conference is coming up October 18th to the 20th. Yes, you can retain all this, seeing some information on the chat that today I went really fast on stuff. The replay of this video will be available directly after I click stop, and you can start watching the replay immediately. If you have any questions, let me know right now. I'm willing to stay on a couple more minutes and ask any further questions. If you guys have any questions, I can maybe show a couple things a little bit slower if I did go too fast for a few things. So let me know, or feel free to post on Weaver Space as well. And if you don't think of a question until after we exit here, go ahead and post on Weaver Space. I'll be super happy to help you out there. And anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys watching and attending. Hopefully you got a lot out of today. And I know not everyone's using Sendy. Again, my affiliate link, joeworkman.net/Sendy. My mic preamp, my mic preamp, well, it's way over there in a server rack. You can't see it. My mic here is a Heil PR40, if you're wondering, which actually goes into a preamp, which is the DBX 286. I've grown my collection of audio and video gear. I actually just before the live stream today got a few more video gear, so I can. Right now I'm streaming using a Logitech webcam, and hopefully by next week I'm going to be using my 5D Mark IV to do live streams. So the video I'm hoping is going to be like super crisp. So I got a couple gear that's going to allow me to get all of that, my DSLR hooked up into my Mac Pro, so that we can get some really nice crisp like pro quality video streamed out. I'm pretty excited about that. Geeky, it's fun stuff. So anyway, that's going to be fun. A lot of fun there. Thank you very much, guys. I've been rambling on. Most of you probably don't care about my mic and video setup, but it is fun times. So take care. We'll talk to you soon. Hopefully we'll see you on the Hangout this Friday. Fridays at 1:30 Pacific. Go ahead and go to Weaver Space. The homepage will have a link to the Hangout. Click on that. And good stuff there. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.